All right, so if you've spent the last year getting really good at talking to AI, well, get ready. The rules are changing. Today, we're going to dig into a massive shift in how we should be prompting GPT-5. We're basically moving from being an artist to being an engineer.
Yeah, this one line from Audic Media, it pretty much says it all, doesn't it? All those fancy, kind of theatrical prompts that you perfected for GPT-4, they're on their way out. We're in a new era now, and it's all about precision.
So let's break this down. As you can see here, we're shifting gears. We used to be these charm casters, using flowery language and role play to hopefully get the AI to do what we wanted. Now, we're more like operators, sitting at a control panel, dialing in the exact outcome we need.
So, here's the plan. We're going to walk through exactly what this means. We'll look at why the game has changed, how you need to start planning your prompts differently, what these new controls are, and yeah, even how to update your old prompt library so it's not useless.
Okay, so first up, why has the game changed? What's really going on? Well, with GPT-4, long, super detailed, almost poetic prompts often worked best. They helped focus the model's attention. GPT-5, though, it's a different beast. It values structure and directness above all else.
And this brings us to the first huge change you need to get your head around. It's what's happening under the hood. See, GPT-5 has this built-in planner, which means you don't have to write pages of instructions to try and simulate one anymore.
This new efficiency comes from something called the model router. The system itself now figures out when it needs to think deeper about a problem. All you have to do is give it a little nudge. Just ask it to think hard about this, and the router takes care of the rest. It puts the right amount of horsepower on the job.
Let's look at a classic example to make this real. Trying to get a solid marketing plan out of GPT-4? Man, you often had to put on a little show, a bit of performance art, right in the prompt itself. You see all this? You are a world-class CMO, and these vague instructions like, don't miss anything. This was us, trying our best to force the model to be structured and thorough, because it wouldn't do it on its own.
Now, just compare that to the new way with GPT-5. It's night and day. Instead of role-playing, it's a direct command. It gives a specific workflow, telling it to break the task down first. And then, there it is, that simple phrase, think hard about, to kick in the model router. It's all clear instructions, no more theatrics.
Okay, let's keep building on this, because this is the next big shift. We are officially going from begging the model for a certain style or length to just dialing it in with specific settings.
These are what you'd call first-class controls. So instead of typing, be concise, be brief, keep it short over and over, you just set the verbosity to low. Instead of just hoping for some deep analysis, you can actually set the reasoning effort to high. You just pick the setting you need to get the job done.
Let's see how these dials actually work with a really common task, like summarizing a dense report when you've got a meeting in 5 minutes.
You notice the problem here, right? We're telling it to be concise but comprehensive. That's a direct contradiction. And that kind of language is exactly why we got such unpredictable and kind of inconsistent results from GPT-4.
And look at the new way. It gives us so much more power. Instead of mixed signals, you give it crystal clear instructions. You tell it exactly what to focus on, and just as important, what to ignore. And then you just set the dials. Reasoning, low. Verbosity, low. Done. The result is clean, it's predictable, and it's fast.
Now, this whole idea of being hyper-specific, it becomes an absolute superpower when you're dealing with technical stuff, like generating code, where almost right is just another way of saying completely wrong.
And you can see that insane level of detail right here. We're pinning the exact language version, setting memory limits, even demanding a specific test be included to prove the code works. This is how you get stable, reliable code you can actually use time and time again.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, what am I supposed to do with the hundreds of prompts I've already perfected? Well, the good news is you don't have to just throw them all in the trash. There's actually a pretty simple way to modernize them.
OpenAI gives you a tool called the Prompt Optimizer. You can literally feed it your old, long, rambling prompt, and it will spit out a shorter, more structured version that's built for GPT-5. Now here's the key. Treat what it gives you as a first draft. Test it, refine it, make sure it actually works on tasks that matter to you.
All right, let's pull all this together.
Let's boil it down into one simple, memorable rule that you can start using, like, right now.
And this new directness also applies to safety, which is interesting. Instead of just commanding the AI, you can actually build more trust by structuring your request a bit differently. You can ask it to do the task, but also ask it to flag any safety or ambiguity concerns it runs into. It's another one of those small structural tweaks that gives you a much better result.
You know, if you only remember one thing from all this, please make it this right here. We are moving away from coaxing the AI with style, and we are moving towards specifying what we want with structure. That is the heart of this entire shift.
So here it is, your new checklist. Number 1, ask it to plan its work before it starts writing. 2, be super clear about what a good answer looks like and what it should leave out. 3, actually use the new dials for things like reasoning and length. And 4, don't be afraid to use the optimizer tool to clean up your old favorites.
It all just leads to a calmer, way more predictable workflow, where your words actually act like controls on a machine, not like magic charms. So the question to ask yourself is this: are you ready to stop casting spells and start operating the machine? Thanks for watching.